Hi, this is Jackie with The Age of Metal, and I'm here with Warbringer out in California. So, John, looks like you guys are on tour with Symphony X and Iced Earth. How's the tour going so far?
Going pretty solid so far. A lot of good shows, good responses, and we've made it from the East Coast across Canada back here to LA.
Awesome. So, your third album, World Turn Asunder, was released back in September. It's a little bit different than your first two previous albums. What would you say the fans' response to the album is?
I'd say most fans really like the new record. The band is pretty proud of that one. I think it's got like the best studio performance we've all done on it. And I think the album contains like a mixture of elements of the first two albums as well as some different stuff that wasn't on either of those. So yeah, pretty proud of the record. Fans seem to enjoy it. We've been playing stuff from the new record live in the set, and it goes over well. So yeah.
Awesome. So a few weeks ago, it was announced that your guitarist Adam Carroll left the band.
Yeah.
It looks like you guys are having Andrew Bennett fill in for guitars. Is he the new official member? Are you looking for anyone? What's the situation?
He very well might be. He's doing a good job on this tour. We pretty much are starting it off with like he's going to do the tour with us, and we'll see how far it goes. You know, he's doing a good job though. He's really excited about the whole thing. He's a killer player too, and he's been doing a good performance every night. So yeah, it's definitely possible.
Right on. Alrighty, so looks like you guys are doing quite a bit of festivals out in Europe, two of which would be Wacken and Brutal Assault and a few others. Is there any specific festival you guys are most excited about?
Well, those two are pretty far up there. There's a bunch. There's one I think that's called like Rock Slide Festival in Denmark, where the headliners are like Bruce Springsteen and Bjork, and they have us on there. That should be interesting. We're doing that. It's always fun to see how you go over to a crowd that's not expecting brutal thrash metal, I guess. But yeah, looking forward to all the festivals. Really, I love playing that kind of show. It's a good feeling just being on big festival stage, and just feels pretty epic, you know. Yeah.
Alrighty, so you guys have been signed for a couple years now. Would you say the metal scene has changed since then?
Not really since we got signed, I wouldn't say. It seems to be, at least since we started touring, it seems to be consistently what it was, at least from the time when we started touring. I wouldn't say I've noticed a huge degree of change in anything. Hell, even a lot of the same like trends are currently, and types of bands are still in place and everything. So it's more, it's only been like 4 years though since we started touring, since we got a record deal. So not a huge period of time.
Alrighty, while being on tour for that amount of time, have you seen an increase in your fan base? And would you say you have more female or male fans?
Well, we're a thrash metal band, so we have more dude fans. But there are plenty of gals that come to the shows actually, which is pretty cool. Because you don't want too much of like a mass sausage event. That's not cool. But yeah, our fan base has definitely increased since we started through just repeated touring, playing a ton of live shows, putting more albums out. So I think the fans that when they, in 2008 were like, oh, I know about this cool band, some of them are now like a lot more diehard than that, and they're like, oh, I know all your records and stuff. And that's the kind of fans we're really shooting. It makes people just like really love what we're doing, and we'll come out to the shows and have a good time all the time, have a good time all the time, right? And so I'd say that's going well. It's kind of been a gradual ramp up. I don't think we've ever had like, apart from when we first got signed and came out, there was like a big noticeable ka-chunk increase in fans. And then other than that, it's been just like ramping it up every tour, playing to people who already know us, playing to people who don't. And yeah, on a tour like this, it's more of a power metal tour, so there is a lot of folks who've never heard us on this one before, and it's cool to get out and play your music to people who might enjoy it,
Very cool. So I know you just recently released the latest album, but is there any ideas or future plans for the next one?
Oh yeah, we're probably going to get started in earnest around the end of this year when we're done touring for World Turn Asunder. We're going to go and make another record and then tour for that one's the plan. And probably pretty shortly. I think we're going to start getting some ideas going because we have a little time off between tours coming up. So we're probably going to be able to get started on the working on new material then.
Awesome. So other than the summer, you guys are pretty booked on tours and possibly writing the new album, but what's next for the band other than that?
Well, that's that. We're going to keep touring U.S., Europe. We're looking this year to make it to Australia, South America, Central America, and Asia. We're trying to do all of that this year. And so that's, for me, like the next big step, going to some of those places we haven't ever been to, so it's exciting for me. But I'd say the next real step is going to be the next album. We're going to try to bring the sound somewhere a little different. We're not sure what that is yet, and we're not gonna plan it out either. But we just know that we're gonna try to do something interesting and cool on the next record. That's all. So whatever that next step is, we will find it when we actually are in the process of taking it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. And I just want to
thanks for the interview. Thanks for trucking here from Arizona.